Beatmaking basics.
What's going on YouTube? Beatmaking Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because we're coming back to back with bangers. In today's video, we're going to be mixing a dark trap type beat in Logic Pro 12 start to finish. All right. Now, before we get into the video, if you're brand new, man, check out my latest bundle called the Beatmaking Master Bundle. Basically comes with every single course, sound kit, and template we offer. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and kind of just preview the track, see what we got here. And while I'm previewing the track, I'm going to organize it. Okay. When I say organize it, what I mean is I want to have my drums at the top, you know, bass, and then my melody. You feel me? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just throw this over here on the hook and let's check it out. All right, bet. So now that we have everything organized, I got my kick, my drums at the top, then we got our bass, and then we got our melody instruments. Now it's time to level everything out. So I'm gonna come over here to the mixer window, and I'm just gonna highlight everything and drag it down like this. And then what I'm gonna do is highlight all of the drums. We're gonna go to our output, go to the bus. It's gonna be our first bus. Then go with the bass. And then we're gonna go with the melody. All right, so now we got everything bussed out. Drums, bass, melody. From here, I'm gonna just go ahead and take up the main melody part, put a loop over everything. And then we're going to work on bringing in the drum sounds and stuff like that. All right, bet. As you notice, I was also going through and taking a look at which sounds I felt should be mono versus stereo. For the most part, all the drums, you know, you want to make them mono. I did want to see what this clap number 2 sounds like. I think this is like a clap with a ching. Sometimes I'll take the ching sound. Sometimes I'll take the claps and I'll go ahead and do those stereo. But everything else I'm pretty much trying to keep mono. So I'm gonna go to another part of the beat and see if we can catch some of these other sounds. All right, and this other part of the beat here, maybe even right here. All right, cool. So now I pretty much have a good understanding on the levels of all of these tracks. To me personally, I think that when it comes to mixing, leveling is probably the main thing that you need to do, and along with EQ. If honestly you just did just those 2 things, you can come up with a dope mix without even adding plugins or anything, just to me. But let's keep it going, man. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in those tags back again.
You got it. Got another one.
All right, best. That's good. We're gonna come over here and listen to this third sample. Make sure its levels are right. All right, bet. So now that we have our levels right, actually you can kind of see that I also did some panning here with some of the instrument sounds like hi-hats, high rolls, or hat rolls, open sounds and stuff like that. Next step I want to do is some subtractive EQing. Now with subtractive EQing is basically taking out certain frequencies of certain instruments to make room for other frequencies and other instrument sounds. Okay, so for instance, with this synth sound, if you look at this frequency right here, this EQ, basically it has a frequency range on it, 20 hertz all the way to 20,000 hertz. Okay, this is pretty much the range of what humans can hear. But the truthful facts of the matter is humans normally can't hear below like 50 hertz or 40 hertz. To be honest, this is too low of a sound. And most of the time humans aren't hearing above 15K hertz, which is crazy high. So we have this pretty much spectrum of different frequencies. And so for instance, like with this synth and say this bass, if you look at both frequencies as they come in here and where the main frequencies are coming, you can see visually what's going on. Let's just kind of do that. So right here, you can see like on this bass sound, a lot of everything that was coming through was between this 20 hertz to about 200 hertz. Whereas on this synth sound, a lot of what's coming in was kind of like between 400 hertz to maybe like 6K. It was like more of a mid sounding instrument. And so what we could do is just clean that up by taking out pretty much everything under 200 hertz. And what that does now, this can kind of come through pretty much more in the track. You want to also do that with some of the other instrument sounds too, like this sample. And sometimes you can mute out everything just to really hear it. And you don't want it to sound too thin. So sometimes we can like take out too much. This is how it sounds if it's thin. So we'll do that. Come over here on this one too, the high pitch one. Okay, so basically we just made some room for the for the bass and some of the like lower instruments here. I'm gonna also come over on like the clap, hats and stuff like that and take out some as well. Now you can also take out some of the high frequencies. So for instance, on this bass, you could take out maybe some of these higher frequencies, even though you can't really hear them, still clear it up. And so now you can see pretty much like why I use also these buses to take the signals and group them together and send them to an auxiliary track. Because now I can like create some headroom in the track, okay? And that's pretty much what you want to do on that. So if you look at this, the stereo out, you want it to hit like -5, -6 dB. And that's what we got going. Now, what you can also do is add certain plugins like, compression, reverb and stuff to, add a little bit of a spice to this. So that's what we'll do. And what we could do to save time is just go ahead and throw this MV2 plugin just straight on this melody bus.
You got it. You got another one.
we just added a little smack attack to that hi-hat. You can also throw a little smack attack on like your snare. It just kind of makes it a little more sharp, punchier, whatever. Now, when it comes to adding reverb, honestly, with this type of track, especially being like a dark trap type beat, you kind of don't want to overly, muddy it up with a bunch of reverb. The sounds are already kind of pads vibes and, little drone sounds, so you want to kind of pick and choose when you're going to add reverb. What I want to do though, just to demonstrate something here, is we can come over here to our sends, go to the bus, and what this is going to do now is route reverb or whatever we put right here to whatever tracks we want to put on this send. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to put a little bit of reverb on this hi-hat. You normally don't put reverb on the hi-hat, but I want to see what it will sound like. So this is kind of a secret, and I don't necessarily say a lot, but this is a general rule. You don't want to put reverb on your drums at all, but I do sometimes make the hi-hats, rolls, opens just a little wet. So like, just if you listen to it, you can kind of hear how it take the beats to the next level. So, and you want to just put it on there, just barely, you can barely hear it, but it does help. You can also use this approach as far as like adding reverb to the sends on your instrument sounds. Again, reason why I'm not going to do it on this beat. I feel like it kind of has too much going on with the pads and different things like that with these samples. But for the most part, this is going to be our beat mix, man. The only other thing I could do here is listen to this on different speakers, car, saying laptop speakers, different things like that. Now, there are like different ways you could do this without having to go to that tedious process. You can actually use a plugin, okay? And we have a couple different plugins you can choose from. One is going to be this car test plugin from Rocket Powered Sound. It's pretty dope. Pretty much supposed to emulate being in a car. And so you can kind of do certain things to like, make adjustments based on this. All right, and so you can just hear little things in this. You also want to look at this other plugin. It's NX Ocean Ocean Way Nashville. Basically, it's going to emulate us being in this Nashville studio. So let's check that out. Then we can listen to it this way. You basically have different monitors that they have in the studio. This is fake studio basically through this plugin, but let's check it out here. You can also rotate the studio. We can act like we're in the back, like looking, talking to the people here. Then we got that headroom there. Always remember to turn off this plugin, you know what I'm saying, after you're done, because once you print this or bounce this down, that plugin, if it's on the masters or on the master or the stereo out, it's going to print that. You don't want that. So let's listen to it now. This is kind of like what it sounds like, new mix. Anyway, man, I pretty much feel like that's a pretty solid mix on the beat. After I do these things, the main thing I would do now, first of all, we want to make sure it's saved here. What did I call this beat, man? Well, anyway, I'm just going to bounce it down first. Rolls Royce, okay. Okay, cool. So we'll save it. Then we'll bounce it down. When I bounce it down, I go ahead and go wave. And I keep the bit depth at 24, sample rate 48,000 hertz here. Normalize off. And then I'll throw this on the desktop. And you always want to make sure this end marker is at the end of your beat. Don't let it, have a whole bunch of dead space at the end. All right, so this is going to be your overall professional wave file here. The next step in this process is you want to go ahead and master that, bring the levels back up to like broadcasting standard at least. So we'll just go ahead and open up a brand new session here. And what I want to do is come over here to your files. I put this on the desktop, and we're gonna add this bad boy in there, import the tempo 107. And you can do this two different ways. If you don't have this Ozone plugin, that's cool. You can use the mastering assistant that they have, but I'm gonna go over here and use Ozone. I actually need to upgrade to the latest one, but Ozone 9 still works just fine. We're gonna open this up. This plugin pretty much will help you boost the frequency, boost the overall level of the track, and everything like that. All it's using is a maximizer. We can go with this IRC for transients, and you want to just go ahead and bring that ceiling down to -1 dB, and then you're gonna play with the threshold. So let's check this out. And what that did is pretty much brought the overall volume of this track up. That's without, this is with. You can also use the mastering assistant, just click on it, and it's pretty much gonna do all the work for you. All right, so it's pretty much doing its thing, analyzing everything, all the transients, EQing, everything. It's gonna do all of it for you. So listen to this. See what it's doing. You can see the progress up here. And we're pretty much just going to go with that as far as the master. Right? We're not trying to act like we're mastering engineers with this. We're just trying to boost it to get it back to broadcast standards. Okay, so now we pretty much have the finished version of the beat. You can come through and add your tag, which I would probably recommend doing. It's not like necessary in today's world. People can easily remove your tag off of there. So, but we're going to just go ahead and throw a tag on there.
You got it. You got it.
But so we have that.
You got you got you got
All right, and once you have your tag, you can pretty much just command artist, you know what I'm saying, just to hit it on there. And from here, you're gonna go ahead and this is how I do it. I go MP3, and then we'll do the beat name, and then I'll just say tagged. And what that's gonna do now is give us a tagged version. And then on the next version, I'm just gonna mute this and we'll get our high quality MP3 and WAV without the tag. And then pretty much it's gonna end it. So I push Command B. We'll leave it there for the MP3. And then for the WAV, I wanna go back to 16-bit 144.1. And this is CD standard, okay? Let me go ahead and just do BPM right here. And then pretty much this gives us our finished product here. If you want to learn more about mixing beats in Logic Pro, making beats in Logic Pro, GarageBand, and more, make sure you head over to my website and get the Beat Making Master Bundle. It's a good investment, one-time purchase, and you get everything on the site plus future drops and updates. But y'all, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and end the video. I appreciate y'all staying all the way to the end. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you give me a comment. And make sure you go to the website, man. Without further ado, we're out.